strike up.
Hi, this is James Devine with the Music Ed Podcast. Hey, I'd love to send you my free training, 7 tips to save 5 hours this week and every week. If you'd like to receive that, send me an email at jamesthedivine@gmail.com. Also, if your music event needs professional development or speaker, get in touch with me. I'd love to help out. Enjoy the podcast.
Where you get quick and easy tips on how to be a better band teacher.
This episode of the podcast is sponsored by Adulting 101. Why don't they teach that in school? Where you can learn many things like how to do basic maintenance on your car, how to cook some basic things, how to interact with people. Check out some free lessons and find out how to sign up for the full course at adulting411.net. You know, teens don't hear positives as much as they used to. Many adults in kids' lives, they focus on what they're doing poorly. And sometimes we need to just increase our positive reactions. Here are a couple of tips for increasing positive reactions. I try to send one positive email or make one positive call for every negative call that I have to make. I'm not 100% successful at this. It ends up being more like 1 for every 3, but my goal is a 1-on-1. We also have to be careful because we are trained to find what's wrong in the music. And that's good. That's fine. That's needed. That is going to be what improves our group when we fix those wrong things and take it to the next level. However, sometimes we just need to be aware and to increase our positive responses. For example, instead of always pointing out the poor posture, how about if we point out the great posture? If we do a one-on-one thing, just like we're talking about, sometimes we'll point out the bad posture and then in equal time point out the great posture. I think that's going to really help out a lot. Sometimes when we're working on tuning, I might have 2 trumpets who I know are playing really well in tune together, and I'll have them play what they just played for the class again. And I'll ask the class, do you hear how in tune those trumpets are? Because they need to see those positive things too. Right now, I'm starting the beginners, and some of them take a little bit too much mouthpiece. So when they're doing their tests, I might have one take less mouthpiece, and I ask everyone, can you hear how that improved her tone by taking less mouthpiece? And then they're going to be more apt to do that when they hear that. I like to greet my students when they're coming in the door with, "It's good to see you." But any kind of greeting could be great. It could just be a good morning, and hola, whatever you want to use. But for me, I've chosen to say it's good to see you because I want to make sure that the students know that I love them. And it's not necessarily with my words, but my actions. And I also want them to know that I'm not just interested in what they can do for the band program. You know, it took me a long time to not let students quitting bother me. And so I really make an extra effort when a student drops band. I continue to greet them in the hallways at school. I talk to them about what they're doing now and find out what they're interested in, because I don't want them to think I was just interested in them for the band program, because I'm not. They are people. There's a quote that I heard recently that I'm going to make an important part of my life. And that quote is, "Love them the most when they deserve it the least." Love them the most when they deserve it the least.
The Music Ed Podcast, where you get quick and easy tips for how to be a better band teacher.